Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Lendub, and you're watching me pug my way to 3k rating on a Fire Mage in Dragonflight Season 3. In today's episode, I'm going to try and push up past some 20s. Hopefully I can clear a 22. That would be really, really nice. I have already cleared all the 20s on this week, but I'll show you more about that once we get into the video properly. The first thing I want to point out is, so in this video, I'm going to try something a little bit different regarding the editing. I'm not going to make as many jump cuts while I'm not speaking. I'm hoping this isn't a huge deal and doesn't make the videos too boring. I'm going to try and keep commentating the way I usually do. There will still be some jump cuts when I accidentally say something twice or I stutter or something. I just like to take those out. Or if there's just a lot of downtime, like so let's say we're waiting for somebody to run back before we pull a boss or something, I'm just going to cut that out. There's no reason for that to stay in the video. So yeah, hopefully you guys don't mind. I would love it if you let me know what you think about it. If people just end up hating it, then I'm just going to go back to editing the old way that I used to, which is cut everything up, make sure that there's no downtime between me saying anything. But for the time being, I think I might want to try this way. It'll save me literal hours of my day just editing away those little bits where I don't speak. I know it sounds very simple to do, but it's just very time consuming because there's quite a few points in the video where I just don't speak or I have a slightly longer pause than that makes sense, and I like to edit all of those out. Anyway, let me show you what I've done with my gear and let me show you what I've cleared so far. Okay, so I'm now at 479.13 item level. It's because I've recrafted every single piece of gear that I could recraft to 486. Took quite a bit of grinding, but I got all the aspect crests necessary to do so. I actually even had some leftover aspect crests. I'm not sure what I upgraded. I think it was my chest. No, it wasn't my chest. It was something else then. I don't know. Oh no, it was the augury of the primal flame, just because it does such a good chunk of my damage. As far as my clears are concerned, I've hit 2640 rating, and as you can see, I've got 20s cleared everywhere. I have all the portals and everything. Some of them are 2-star, some of them are 1-star. I don't think there were any 3-star 20s that I cleared. I'm not 100% sure. I'll double check once I get out of this, because this doesn't actually show me if it's 3 stars or not. 82 runs total, so you know I've been grinding. And I have a 22 Darkheart Thicket to do. That's perfect. I would really like that. Stat distribution still looking pretty good. Perfect amount of haste that I like. Good chunk of crit. Good chunk of versatility, good chunk of mastery. Would love to have a bit more mastery though, because I do want to run the ignite build. And apparently haste mastery is what you run for the ignite build. Crit isn't bad. You run haste versatility if you're doing the flame strike build, which I'm not sure if I want to run the flame strike build or the ignite build. It really depends on the dungeon. There's dungeons where it makes a lot more sense to just run the flame strike build. For instance, in Everbloom, especially on fortified, you really want that kind of damage. Although it's not horrible to run ignite build because there's some good prio targets in every pull in Everbloom, like the abominations or the little insect things that put the poisons on. Anyway, we're getting carried away with that. As far as other gear is concerned, I really only just did a few Wormcrest upgrades. I haven't changed any gear, just been upgrading it. I think I did get a cloak with speed, haste, and versatility. Yeah, that's pretty nice. So yeah, that's the state of the gear and the state of the runs as you've seen it. Let me just check if there were any 3-star runs. Oh, there were actually 2 3-star runs, an Everbloom and a Fall. Those are pretty fun. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try and do this Darkheart Thicket, and I think I'm going to switch to the ignite build for it, but I'll talk to you once we're in there. We're getting ready for a 22 Darkheart Thicket. As I do the countdown, pulling with the bear. Okay, we're going to use the shield right before we start. We're going to start. Hopefully I didn't mess it up for, yeah, we didn't mess it up for Battle Kia here. They were able to use their, what's that thing called? The jump they do turns them into a demon. Metamorphosis, I guess. We're pulling with the bear. I would expect that to be the case considering that we have a bear. Waiting for that to go through. CC this and another shield. Double Bloodlust and get started. Trying to knock all of these. Using defensives. We had one of those go through. I'm going to interrupt this one. I'm going to try and step over here. For some reason that was over there. I don't think anyone was in it. A little bit hectic here at the start, but I think we got this. I'm using the ignite build, blasting the bejesus out of this grizzly. I forgot about these guys. We're gonna freeze them all. We're gonna slow them all. I'm hardcasting a pyroblast by accident. That was not what I meant to do. But it does seem that we are done with this pull. Should have gone into it with a defensive rolling, to be honest, because okay, my abominations do despawn. Because of reasons. Because I knew that the tigers or whatever the heck they are were gonna... Are we just killing these two? Okay. Well, I guess I'll just blast them then. We're not gonna pull more. I'm okay with that. It can get hectic here if you try to pull more than that. Just that. I'm gonna interrupt them too late, unfortunately. One is in scorch range. We're going to spam scorches into them. The other one's ready to get... I don't want to use my Sun King's Blessing here. I'm going to freeze those and move on, hopefully. Poisoner is my primary target. I'm going to combust again. And just try to beat the living crap out of the Poisoner. Because it just causes us to have to do the spells. So I'm making that my priority target. The spells can be very painful when we don't have Poison Dispel. We have a Paladin. We should have the Poison Dispel available. Switching targets. Because I have a hard cast available. And the target that I already had was too low HP for me to actually continue tunneling into. So far so good. A couple of deaths from the charges, or actually just a death from the charge. I don't think they moved the bird in the last moment intentionally. I think it was just because they had to. They were trying to move but couldn't. We're going to freeze this, try and get a Scorch out of it. We have a instant cast Pyroblast available for the next group. Waiting to see what the tank decides to pull. Hopefully he does it quickly so that I can get value out of my cast. Okay, we're pulling that. We're going to kick that. Let the tank keep moving it. Hopefully we don't pull that. Okay, we didn't pull that. I didn't get my hard cast through, but that's okay. I didn't have a kick available to interrupt that star thing, so we just have to stay on the move. I'm going to combust here. I want to maintain my combustion up throughout the dungeon. Okay, I'm going to use my shield. I'm going to use invisibility for a defensive. I'm going to use AoE shield. I'm just trying to survive this bleed while whoever it is. Oh, it's the shaman, right? I'm going to try and get out of that circle. Hard casting my Pyroblast so I can get my combustion. I'm just looking at what the group needs to do to survive, right? We need to survive the Poisoner. We need to survive the kitty cats that are just going to make us all bleed. We have the Screecher. I really want to interrupt the Screecher because the Screecher can disorient the tank with that unnerving thing. Oh, sorry. I'm tanking a Spiteful like a dum-dum. Trying to get Scorches off of this Poisoner. Let's try and finish off the Poisoner. We're just going to put a focus on this. We're going to use an interrupt, or a stop, I should say. I do have a hard cast available. I'm just going to use it because I don't know how long this pull is going to be. I'm going to slow these down so that my friends don't have to worry about them. Yes, I did do it in the middle of a combustion period, but I don't think I would have gotten an extra cast out during it, so it doesn't matter too much. Okay, a little bit messy. We're going to freeze that. Are we skipping? We seem to be skipping. I don't have Invis, so I'm going to have to use a potion. Okay. Everyone does seem to have potions. Good. I didn't even think of checking before we started. We're going to combustion. I wasted 2 flame strikes doing that. I should have finished my cast. Okay, I seem to have been the furthest away from the boss. I'd prefer it if somebody else tanked that. I am a Clothy and it is physical damage. I'm casting a fireball because I was out of things to cast. I'm just going to use my shifting power. I haven't used it a single time, I don't think, which is not good. Need to improve. I need to just use it more often. I think we're going to stop here. I'm going to freeze everything just so it stays in my meteor. That's what I'm trying to get it to do. Right there with that freeze. Okay. Tried to sneak some Scorches out of that. Almost wasted a Fire Blast? Whatever. Right there, because I started casting a Fireball. Or I used a Flame Strike before. Fire Strike. Oh, whatever. Fire Blast. Whatever you want to call it. Using AoE shield here because there's a bit of AoE damage going through. Trying to get Scorches off of these guys so I can get some instant cast Pyroblast. I do want to focus them down. There we go. We have a hard cast available. We do have a combustion. I don't want to combust right now. Now I can use combustion after my previous combustion ran out. Why do I do that? Because if I use combustion during my SKB combustion, it just uses up that SKB combustion for nothing. I'm glad I used that. Ice flows because I got knocked up there, not intentionally. I'm going to use my shield and try to stand far away. Maybe I'm able to... Oh, somebody stood in front of the boss. Maybe I'm able to bait the boss to attack me instead of somebody else. I'm going to use ice blows, excuse me. Oh, never mind. My shield seems to have run out because I messed up. We do have a CR available, but the boss is almost dead, and we want to save the CRs basically for trash. I'm going to freeze this just to give that person a bit more breathing room. DPS not doing amazing. Well, like my DPS is not doing amazing. I could be doing a lot more single target DPS here than I am currently doing, but that's... I'm not too worried about it, not too stressed about it. I have the damage to clear this dungeon. It's just a matter of actually clearing it. So I'm focused more on survival and utility than I am on doing damage. Both of these are showing current segment instead of this one showing overall. Yeah, you can see that prio damage doesn't do great, but I also don't really care. We're gonna hard cast into combustion. Maybe could have saved combustion for the next group, but also I just want to use big boom combustion on this pull. When I see an opportunity to use it like that, I kind of just want to. So far, we're getting value out of it. Like, I'm getting good uptime on the combustion here. Sure, it would have been better to have it for the next group, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and grab the next group, I hope. Keep going, please. Thank you. So I can hardcast. I'm asking them to do so just so I can hardcast my Pyroblast here and actually get some value out of it. I didn't want it to run out. I'm focusing the Keeper right now. Okay, there's a mushroom on top of my head. I need to step away. Okay. Well, I'm going to try and freeze them all in place. And I'm going to ice flows into... What's this thing called? Shifting power. And oh no. I'm fairly certain I just pulled those. Okay, I managed to invis to get rid of the aggro so that we don't actually pull those into this group. The Keeper is just not dying because our Demon Hunter was dead, and Demon Hunters do very balanced damage, as everyone knows. I'm going to blink forward. Try and finish this up. I'm getting a phone call, which I'm going to have to decline. Oh no. Okay. I'm going to combust now. I got discombobulated a little bit by that phone call. I'm just really hoping that's not my delivery phone call. I don't know where to stand anymore. This looks like a reset right here because we lost the Shaman. Shaman has reincarnation. Trying to kill these Dryads because they're really, really hurting. I should position closer with the group. Why? Because then mushrooms don't drop randomly. Dryad is below 30% HP. Good target to tunnel. I am still trying to tunnel the Dryad. Not doing too great on the DPS front because of it, but that's... I don't care about how much DPS I do. I care more about actually surviving. We have people going down. That's the Dryad dead. The Keeper is now my next target. Now here I'll do more damage, but how much effective damage am I actually doing to this group is the real question. I'm going to stand on top of the tank. Why? Because then when the mushrooms from the Keepers drop, they don't spread all over the room, and they leave us room to kite through. I'm going to try and stand closer to the other mushrooms. Got knocked up by a volcanic there, but I'm going to try and stand closer to the other mushrooms. Oh, Jesus, I'm going to blink again. Hard casting here, going to use combustion during it. Trying to find the other Keeper. Is that both Keepers dead? No, that's the Keeper. Okay, that's another mushroom gone. Gonna step closer to the other one. This guy's giving me trouble. I got bopped on the noggin. I didn't see him walking over to me, but why is it always me? I guess because I'm ranged, I just get a lot more attention from the Spiteful. That's at least how I've been feeling. Or maybe I just noticed them more because they hurt a lot more when you're a Clothy. The other Keeper is now dead, so we don't have to worry about the mushrooms anymore. This was a hell of a pull because I think I body pulled at the start of it. Reapply my intellect buff to everyone in the group who's passed away, unfortunately. It looks like everyone except for the tank was basically dead. Getting my Scorches through on a low HP route. Just going to CC all of them. Okay, just trying to avoid all of these. And we're going to freeze everything in place. I have a hard cast. There's a Blossom here. We're going to hard cast and then spread ignite after it lands. I'm trying to find the Dryad. There's the Dryad. Okay. Let's focus the Dryad. Freeze everything. Freeze this. Shield up. This is a big pull. I'm just going to use combustion. Oh my god. Get off of me, you freak. Now you can see how messy it gets when I play this game. Because this I would have shut up through. And I have been like quiet and whatnot. But it would... I guess the different style of editing is what I'm talking about right now. I started casting that hard cast. I swear to God. I'm too busy talking. But yeah, what I wanted to talk about is this video does have a different style of editing to what we're used to on the channel. And that's going to be that I'm just going to not edit out all the quiet bits. I guess we're starting with just this. I'm okay with that. Meteor. Shifting power here. Okay, still have interrupts going through. CCing everything. We're gonna hard cast the Pyroblast here. I'm thinking we double lust this. I'm gonna knock everything back. Honestly, I'd prefer to double lust this than the boss. Boss would be relatively easy. Oh, if I die to the freaking... Do I have an interrupt? I don't have an interrupt. Do I have a knockback? I don't have a knockback. Somebody needs to stop that, but I guess we're out of stops or we overlap too many of them. I can see that. Is there still another one left? I'm going to go hard cast at that one that's still left. So that we make use of this bloodlust that we have going. I gotta use the taunt button. There you go. You found it. Good job. Okay. I do appreciate that the tank didn't pull all of them at the same time, because coordinating this in a pug is a nightmare. And these are nightmare dwellers, I guess, so I see why they're named so. I'm kidding. There's a lore reason why they're named that. I'm gonna just freeze this, and we're gonna move on to the boss. Hard casting at the boss. Should not have been casting a fireball there. Should have been casting a scorch. I wanted to use an AoE shield there, but I did not manage to do so. These really hurt. I do have a blink available. I'm going to step into this and blink. Okay, we're going to start just combusting. We have fireballs going through, an instant cast. Okay. Extend my combustion with this. For uprooting, the paladin did remove most, if not all of them. I'm going to use my shield here. That should be enough to keep me safe. I'm hoping. Okay, half my health is gone on a fortified. I like that. That's really nice. I'm going to step into one of these and blink out. Remove the need for the paladin to use his freedom on it. What he should do, however, is use his freedom on the next set. That's how I do it, and that's how you can reduce the... Just get rid of the whole next set. Or all of these and the because now he's put new ones up, right? And you need to get rid of these very, very quickly. It's on me again. I'm going to use a defensive this time because I'm going to step into this and blink. Because I'm just trying to get rid of these. So we have an uproot on 2 roots, and that's perfectly fine. I'm going to drop a meteor here and scorch the boss so I can get my instant cast crits. Now I have my hard cast available. I did get shattered. I don't want to use combustion on this boss. I don't mind if he uproots yet again. I want to save my combustion for something else, I guess. I'll invis here. Okay, he stopped. He still threw it at me, even though I invised. I'm going to step away. I don't like that frontal. Hard casting the last Pyroblast to finish the boss off. There we go. Relatively clean. A lot of the little ones were taken care of by the paladin using Blessing of Freedom to get whatchamacallit done, get work done. Like basically what I'm talking about, by the way, is if you step into the roots, they start to die on their own. You don't actually have to hit them. So if you have Blessing of Freedom, you don't actually have to you don't have to take any damage, but you can make them start dying. So if you have that freedom effect, you can just get rid of roots that way. I need to hold my combustion. Oh, I need to blink. I got knocked up in the middle of that, and that's not very good, is it? Blood Assault. I need to move again. Toro, ole. Or something, I don't know. But yeah, getting rid of those roots is massive, especially on Tyrannical weeks. It's super important. It's actually kind of really good to have a paladin in this group when you're running this. Okay. I have my hard cast available. I'm assuming I won't need to do anything else. I'm gonna knock them all. I don't care if they're knocked. And this thingy is going through. I hope I die. I hope I die. I hope I survive. I'm not using my interrupt. I'm just trying to see if there's anything I need to interrupt by the end of it. Okay. So I just care about the metamorphosis thing. I mean, it's good to interrupt the bolts because they do a lot of damage too. I can use my shield here because I know I'm going to take damage. I'm going to stand in the rain. Okay, we're pulling all of that. That makes sense considering the fact... Hold on, let me try and find the Fury. There it is. Oof, that really hurt. Glad I had that. Shield up. Oh, I died because another slime died. I think I release here. I don't want to use a CR for that. I am in combat though. Can I invis to get out of combat? I can. Very good. It was a bit of a messy pull. I gotta admit. The explosions really hurt. What I should have done there to survive better was use mirror images. That's what I had available at that point in time. I'm going to rebuff once we make it back to the actual tank and the other DPS. Oh, we have another... Oh no, I just activated that. That's okay. Lots of bolts coming through. We're going to try and interrupt that. There we go. Clutch. We're going to rebuff now. Oh. We need to keep interrupting these. Got blood bolted. There's nothing to do here. Okay. Oh. Reset. Just reset. Messy. But this will not prevent us from timing the key. I don't think it's an issue. We have 9 minutes, 20 seconds left to complete the key. I think that's more than enough time to do this. The stretch of trash and the last boss. The res is a good call because it takes longer than 10 seconds to run here. Especially if the shaman runs a little bit ahead. But we have all these furies here. Invis. Do we invis this? Let me summon Danny real quick. So what are we going to do? Are we going to invis this or just fight 3 of these at the same time? Or 4 of these? Just no. Oh my god, no. Wait, they just all died. Okay, they all just died right away. I'm going to blink through. Freeze these. Blow these. They just, like, they vanished. I didn't know they did that. I thought they would just stay there. Maybe there's, like, a timer on them or something. You walk on egg. You walk on egg. Okay. Wait, where are we waiting? Where did the paladin release? Oh man, come on. Okay, now I'm starting to like get a little bit iffy about timing this key, but I think we can do it. Just need people to focus up a little bit. If the paladin dies again on the way here, I'm just gonna lose my mind because like I don't see why they would release. I genuinely don't understand. There's another whelpling coming through. Paladin's very careless. Are we going straight into the boss? We're going straight into the boss. Okay, well, let's use our combustion. Drop our meteor. I've been told all sorts of things about the meteor, to be honest. At this point, I'm not sure whether it's good to use it inside of combustion or not. I will trust that the damage from the meteor is worth using like a guaranteed crit on. And to use an AoE shield here, because people are standing in front of the boss, because the tank didn't move the boss to the side like he would probably, maybe, should. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Healer is definitely struggling to keep me alive. I am so sorry. I really should use my defensives. At least use my shield. I'll use my shield to not get softened up by the down... whatever the heck that thing's called. Downdraft. Okay, well, I have my hard cast available. I'm going to use my hard defensive here. I'm going to try and bait this like far away if it goes on me again. It didn't, unfortunately. I went on one of the melee, which is truly unfortunate, but I can't really do anything about that. I can just kind of hope that it targets me. We're using combustion again. Spamming scorches between instant casts. This is a waste of a scorch, but I may as well use it. Downdraft coming through. I had my echoes going, so it's not a big deal. I'm going to blink forward so I don't activate any of these. I'm going to use my shield and invis here, and hopefully that keeps me nice and safe. Okay. Boss should be dead here after this one. I'm curious how I'm going to survive Tyrannical boss fights. Am I? I guess I just need to get better at surviving. And I'll hard cast my Pyroblast here. And I think the boss should be dead by the time. Okay, yeah, the boss is dead. Cool, that was a quick one. We have 5 minutes, 20 seconds after the little debacle we had with the things rejoining. I hope we don't try to force pulling all of these together with the next group. Well, I wasted my interrupt there. And I wasted my CC as well. I'm going to decurse whoever that is. No one? That's no one apparently. Both of the imps have been interrupted. Their things are on cooldown. I'm not going to use my combustion here. The next group is much scarier than this. I should try and get an interrupt here. There we go. We got the interrupt. We're going to freeze these and just move on to the next one. Freeze them again. I have 2 available. You can use preemptive shield here. 234k HP shield. We're going to hard cast and activate combustion during it. I need to decurse myself in the middle of my combustion. I'm going to CC everything. We don't want that dread thing to go through because it's a big AoE. It'll hit someone for a lot. It'll hit multiple people if the person targeted by it doesn't move out of the group. Hard casting for an extension on that Pyroblast on my combustion. Looking to see who might need to get decursed. No one. I have an interrupt available for that one. I'm going to interrupt it. I got my cast interrupted because this guy teleported behind me and hit me like that. I'm going to tab target that one. I got lucky and managed to actually tab target. I'm going to blink in and freeze everything, and we can move on to the next group. We have a disease dispel in the form of the paladin. Hopefully the paladin does disease dispel the boss here, or the tank. I have this thing where I call tanks bosses for some reason. I'm not sure why I do that. Should have used, what's this thing called? Shifting power here. Yeah, the paladin is not dispelling the tank. The tank is getting his ass whooped by these bats. You would think they're not a big deal. They're just a bunch of bats. But they're very tanky. They're much tankier than they appear due to the fact that that's a leeching point. So whatever damage this disease does actually heals them. So they just have way more health than it appears. And what would really help is if the paladin just dispelled when there's 4 stacks of a disease on the tank. But what can you do? Tank is going. He's not going to get any new diseases. I'm cleaning those up in the back. Have combustion available. We're going to combust here and hard cast and meteor, and we're going to CC everything. We do have quite a few instant casts available. We have a prio target in the form of that guy that's doing shadow bolts. I'm going to use my shield here. Have my AoE shield available in a second. I'm going to use it right now. Knock them all. I didn't actually interrupt anything. Failed to do that. I don't have anything to interrupt that. I'm going to step away from the group and use a defensive. I didn't use my defensive on time. I'm very flustered right now because I'm trying to just make sure that we survive. I need to freeze this. I'm going to blink through so I get away from it. And that's a decoy that I'm hitting. Is there anything else left to hit? No, we're going to freeze everything and move on. We have 2 minutes to kill the boss. If we don't die, we get to do the boss. We have Bloodlust available. We're going to double lust right at the pull. And here comes the double lust right off the bat. I'm going to try and get a little bit closer. Nightmare Bolt on me. I used my defensive there. I'm going to try and step on the tank. The tank is the best one to go for in this situation because... God damn, I'm going to invis this because it really, really hurts. The reason the tank is the best one to go for is because he won't be targeted by the fear, right? Like, I know that the tank won't get the fear, so I can stand right on top of him. I'm going to blink away here just because I don't want to get the... I got the silence again, so I need to go step onto the tank again. Use my combustion here. I'm getting targeted by one of these again, but I'm getting tunneled with heals, so I'm not going to use my defensive. I don't have AoE shield for the intermission damage, unfortunately, but that's okay. I'm going to use my shield for the intermission damage for myself. That did hurt still. Okay, I'm not going to step away too far. Healer's dead. We have CR available. We have 3 CRs. Paladin could maybe use at least a CR. Okay, Paladin is silenced, unfortunately, so... Paladin is also dead. Growing Paranoia is now on me. I don't have anything left. Okay, we have 3 CRs and 3 dead. Maybe we can make it work. Tank's using up a lot of rage. A lot of people are just standing in the swirlies because they're accepting reses into swirlies. Another CR is available. The healer needs to get CR'd. Now, this key isn't... This key's dead is what it is. I don't know, man. Some questionable pulls followed by some questionable releases. And the paladin is... Yeah, sure, he does a lot of damage, but he doesn't use his utility properly. I don't know why he's spec'd into Blessing of Sacrifice. He hasn't used it a single time. But hey, what can you do? So not every key is going to work out. So I'm going to have a 21 key once we finish this off. I'm expecting the group to actually finish this off. I'm hoping they're capable of doing it. Our guy has 9 stacks. Make that 10 stacks. So whoever gets targeted by the suck next is going to have a hard time surviving. Fear is on the shaman. Shaman's nice and far away so that you don't have to worry about it too much. The suck is on the paladin. Paladin died with lay on hands available. The suck with 10 stacks just really hurts. Tank keep... Okay, so that managed to reset, so he doesn't hurt as much. They might be able to 2-man this, but the tank or the shaman has no one to not get feared on. So the shaman has to just basically stand on the side and take punishment because he's either going to get feared or he's going to get silenced. So now we're just hoping that the tank can do 3 million damage before he gets silenced. Okay, he's getting the fear. There's no silence being cast. That's good. Maybe the silence doesn't get cast when there's just one person. He is getting sucked though. That's not very good. The suck is strong, especially with 10 stacks, because the tank doesn't know how to move the boss out of the swirlies. The swirlies keep dropping. Like basically the tank should be doing is just constantly moving the boss. Because if the boss stands on the swirlies, it's rough. Now, the issue here was, like, there were multiple issues, unfortunately. But hey, not every key is going to work out. My damage definitely is a contributing factor to the fact that, like, to us not clearing it. I am going to continue running the Ignite build. I do not care. Let's see what key we got. We got Galakrond's Fall 21. Well, that's going to be even harder to do than this, but hopefully there's more people interested in doing a Galakrond's Fall. It took me quite a while to actually put this group together. But yeah, so we failed to time a 22. So we have an untimed 22 clear, which is unfortunate. But we have a 21 key now that we might be able to time, so we'll see how that works out. Tank is saying sorry for the key, mate. I said it happens, and thank you for joining. Because, yeah, it happens, you know. Some keys you just don't time. I think this is my second key that I haven't timed and completed. I don't think there were any of them that I didn't actually... This guy says just ruined my time. Well, yeah, you know, I don't know what to tell you. Your paladin guy made us wait for like half a minute, and then your paladin guy didn't dispel the disease. I'm saying your paladin guy because these two are pre-made. So they're playing the 2 meta classes right now and just blasting through dungeons and expecting everyone to just accept them doing 0 utility because they do damage. That's not how that works. I'll take anyone who does a little bit less damage and a lot more utility over someone who does a lot of damage and 0 utility, because damage alone will not get you through these keys. Anyway, that's enough babbling. Let's see what our combustion uptime was. I don't expect it to be very good. 26%. Wow, that's a rough one. I think that's a new low. I think 22% was the lowest I ever did, but this is like a very low amount. I think I was saving combustion a bit too much. I was also trying to save and be smart about using my SKB. I know I should just be using SKB on cooldown, but when the pull is about to end and I have an SKB available, I'd much prefer to use the SKB combustion on the next pull when it matters a lot more to clear that group. We'll see how I do in the fall. So the tank says no invis skips. I'm gonna give the group a shield before we start. There's the shield. There we go. Okay, so since there's no invis skips, I don't really need to ask if anyone wants any invisibility potions. I do have some for the group if the group ever needs them. Just gonna let the tank go ahead and pull whatever it is he wants to pull. I'm gonna put a focus on this Chronoweaver. I think that's the one that casts first. I'm looking at the Ripper over there. There we go. We interrupt him. Combustion, double bloodlust. And I'm just gonna rip this Ripper a new one because what I want to do is focus the highest HP target so that I can get the most value out of my ignite spreading, so I can stack up as big of an ignite as possible and then just spread it to all the other ones. That's the plan. Now let's see if we can execute it. There's another Chronoweaver cast going through. Doesn't matter, I'm going to blink through just so I can get away from that Spiteful. Freeze everything. We have another Ripper still alive. You see how much faster the one Ripper died? Need to freeze this and get away from it. That's because I was laying into it. Trying to get through that Ripper thing. We're going to use this. By this I mean, okay, we're going to go straight to the boss. We're going to spread this, ignite to the boss. Use my hard cast as well as my actual combustion. Going to drop this over to the side a little bit. I should have dropped it closer to the wall, but I failed to do so. That's okay. I'm just tunneling into the boss at this point. There's not much reason for me to do anything else. I need to blink out just to make sure I survive. Still trying to hard cast. Somebody did manage to get into the soak. That's good. I'm going to invis here just so this thing stops casting at me before it kills me. So the tank and the demon or the death knight are both very, very experienced. They have 26s cleared and whatnot, which doesn't do much for me. It doesn't help me survive the dungeon, but they are convinced they can just blast through it, and I do believe they can. Like, I trust them to be able to do so. I'm just going to step into this real quick, move out. Should use alter time there, but I didn't think of it in the moment. Still trying to hard cast. Use my shifting power before it, just to make sure that I get some instant casts available. We're going to use our combustion at the tail end of that. Okay, we're going to use alter time here. Drop this over here, then use alter time. I failed to do so very quickly or efficiently, so that was embarrassing. Now the blip view here is my WeakAuras telling me that I should be using my hard cast. Yes, it took me that long to finish that sentence because I was just trying to focus on how I'm going to get the most out of my combustion. Right now it's Scorch Spam mode. Hard casting. To blink through. Let the melee handle it. They want to get on top of him anyway. And by it, I mean the soak. I'm going to start positioning closer to the exit so I can get through it very quickly. There we go. Only 2 interrupts used in that whole pull. That's how OP Demon Hunter sigils are. They can just silence the enemies over and over again. Not doing too horribly on the DPS, I feel like. I don't know. Maybe that's just some hard copium that I'm utilizing here. I don't want to use my combustion until all the mobs are there. I'm just going to build up an ignite on this guy. There's the combustion. And to use this, Chronoburst coming through. I know the group is going to take damage, so I'm going to use my group shield. I got away from everyone so I don't damage my friends. I have a hard cast available. I'm going to use shifting power first so that I have some actual instant casts to use during my combustion. Another Chronoburst. Going to use my personal shield here so I don't take as much damage because that thing hurts like hell. Somebody wasn't respecting either the Spiteful or just the damage from the little adds. We're going to interrupt that little add, the interval, because I think that explosion does quite a bit of damage. Get away from me. I thought it was casting a Scorch at it. I thought the Scorch was going to kill it. Anyway, let's head over to this group. Rebuff. I don't know who died. I don't know why I was casting a fireball there. I guess because they're not low enough to use Scorch on them. What I'm thankful for is, well, I don't know if I'm thankful for it yet. Okay, this leech is going after me. Yes, no, I don't know. It's going to start casting soon. I'm going to focus it. I'm going to interrupt it. Did I pull that? I feel like I pulled that. We should be skipping as many leeches as possible. So if I did pull that, I do apologize. It was not intentional. I'm just bad. Let's see if we'll do Anomaly with Coalesce Time. If we are going to do it, it doesn't look like we're doing it. I'm going to cast my Combustion here. And we're not going to do the... Going to interrupt that. We're not going to do the Coalesce Time at the same time. So I appreciate that from the tank. Because that is really hard to heal. Healer went down. And use AoE shield to help our DK out a little bit. Saw he was struggling in the health department. Bloom coming out. We hopefully have the healer coming in soon to dispel that off of the DK. It has been dispelled. All's good. And there we go. We actually managed to kill the anomaly. I'm going to freeze this again. I'm going to slow everything. Okay, there's a safe spot to stand. What am I dying to? Nobody knows. It's a mystery of life. We have a hardcast Pyroblast available, so we're going to do that. Trying to kill this as quickly as possible. It's on me. I'm going to use my ice block. I don't care. I'm not the one being dispelled, so my ice block had good value, I guess. Okay, bro, you need to get off of me before you kill me. These Spiteful are so annoying, especially when I'm casting something. I can't use my freeze right away. Just making some mage food for myself so I can sit down, maybe eat. Okay, well, combust and start blasting the bejesus out of this boss. I'm trying to stand in the darker area. The darker area gives me DR. Hard cast my Pyroblast, as I had one available to do so with. Fragments are coming through. There's always a gap in the fragments, so look for the gap. Try to still stay in this area. Okay. Chrissy Mac got their Chrissy smacked. I don't know. I don't know what that even means, dude. Don't ask me. But it sounded funny. I'm going to stand over here. Use invisibility for the defensive. I step back into the dark area in time, I think. So that's good. Scorching. I got lucky in the Scorch crit. Okay, there's my gap. I'm going to fireball here. Should be using this thing. Oh, this gap's very short. Okay, we managed to make use of the gap. Going to hard cast here. Chrono Faded is on me. I'm going to step over into this area. I'm going to use my defensive. Going to use the group AoE shield. Wasted my combustion there from the hard cast, but that's okay. We're going to use a regular combustion here. I'd prioritize surviving over using a combustion, but because you know what does even less damage than failing to use your combustion? You'll do even less damage if you die, okay? You're not going to do any damage if you kick the bucket. Boss is down to 30%. Chrono Faded really likes me. I'm out of defensives here, so I'm just going to use my shield and hope that I'm in good hands from the tank. I'm going to stand, or tank, the healer. I'm going to stand here in the middle of it. Stand still, finish my cast. Chrissy Mac is still dead. They're not getting a CR, which is interesting because this is a long-ass fight. DK is saving it for the next season, it seems. There we go. Alright, we're going to wait for timer. We need Chrissy Mac to come over, so we're going to have to wait for Chrissy Mac. And then we can use the skip where we just run past. Just waiting for Chrissy Mac to be in range. I can see them on the mini-map, and I'll see them in this. There we go. I'll wait for them to mount up. 5-second pull timer. 2, 1, and we all go at the same time. Hopefully we make it through. No reason to spend time fighting this. It's also hard to fight. Like, the AoE damage does a lot. Nice, we managed to skip it without incident. Beautiful. Considering that we do no invis skips, I'm hoping we skip one of the dragons. Reapply my intellect buff just so this WeakAuras isn't bothering me. The reason I wasn't reapplying it right away was because of Demon Hunter was missing it. They don't really care about intellect, do they? So it's whatever. Okay, we're doing the double dragon pull even though we don't need percent from one dragon. AoE shield here. I'm going to use my defensive combustion. We have double lust available. I'm just going to use it. Just going to use the double lust. Or, well, I say double lust, but the group doesn't think it's double lust. For them, it's just one lust. Again, I don't know why we're doing this, considering the fact that we really do not need the extra percent from the dragon. Switching back to Scorches. I have my hard cast. I'm going to do the hard cast at the other one, so that I can guarantee that I actually get the hard cast off, because I was worried that the other one might die. Monk is blasting the HPS. Very well done. Very well handled. We're going to freeze that thing in the background and move on. Looking at the dragon. Going to start hard casting a fireball so I can send it all out. Hard casting this thing. Again, I don't think we needed to pull those 2 dragons at the start. Look at all these. Gosh darn. Okay. Okay, I'm going to cast my combustion here. I'm going to use my invis for the defensive while the pulsing damage is coming out strong like that. Trying to get the most out of this combustion that I have going. I should get a solid 5 stacks out of it. That's pretty good. If you have a hard castable one available, we're going to use this. We're going to use mirror images. We're going to hard cast our pyroblast, not our pyroblast, whatever. And we're going to drop a meteor there. DK's having a good time. Because he's pre-made with the tank, so the tank can keep things in his D&D, so they can actually do AoE damage. There's repositioning there a little bit. I don't really need to reposition, to be honest with you. I was doing it because I was waiting for a fire blast. I should have cast like a fireball or something, but what can you do? Okay, we have 4 stacks of SKB, maybe 5 if I can get some crits on this thing. I'm just spamming scorches into it, hoping to get... Yeah, there we go. We got 5 stacks and we reset the duration, so we can actually get started pretty well here. Healer is drinking, tank is pulling. I'm going to get nice and close. Up close and personal with this one, because if it's on me, which it is, I'm going to have to juggle it onto the tank. There we go, tank. Have fun with that thing. That's not my issue. I don't want to be carrying that. Chrissy Mac took it off the tank because, you know, Demon Hunter movement. Tank went down is our only CR because Demon Hunter movement. This one's not on me, so I don't have to worry about this one. Just gonna suck to do without our top damage dealer. Trying to get some stacks back here for this annoying part. Hardcast my Pyroblast. Gonna try and get a little bit closer. It's not on me, so I don't have to care. Healer should be using something to keep themselves alive through that. Maybe they're just waiting because they can survive. It's now on Chrissy Mac again. I'm trying to avoid these. Okay, that's a reset. Reset. Nah, that's not the healer's fault. That was one person was dead at the start from some mistakes from the Demon Hunter, from the DPS Demon Hunter, Chrissy Mac, whatever. They put it onto the DK. The DK then had to very quickly juggle it onto the tank, but while trying to juggle it onto the tank, they got hit by the frontal. The frontal took out the DK, and that was an issue. But we've got plenty of time. We need to kill this, some trash, and then the last boss. So we have plenty of time. The DPS is pretty high. Even I'm doing decent DPS for some reason. 200k overall, quite comfortable with that. We do have a Bloodlust available here. We're going to start hard casting our stuff. Or hard casting. We're going to use our combustion. That's what I meant to say. It's not on me this time, so I don't have to worry. I'm just going to hope that somebody does juggle it in time. There we go. They did juggle it in time. That's what's important. Just make sure nobody gets mind controlled, really, and that it gets removed when it can be removed. Hopefully this fireball crits. It did not. That's unfortunate. This one should crit. Okay, I'm just going to use my instant casts here, and we're going to hard cast. Once the big guy comes out, there's no reason to hit that one because my ignite on it is just going to go away, and that's not good. I don't want that. Corrosive thingy, it's not on me, thank goodness. Using these to get some stacks back. Using a meteor. It's on the tank. I'm going to use my big defensive here, and I'm going to juggle it off. Because I have a big defensive available, I wanted to do that. I completely focused on that, so my rotation... Like, I didn't even cast anything while I was doing that. I should have, but I didn't, because it mattered a lot more to me to get that done correctly than to do this. It's on me now. I'm going to use Invis. Okay, the DK took it off me. Now Chrissy Mac took it off me. They have their invulnerability available. They should probably use it so they don't die. Okay, we made them force into the next phase, so we don't have to worry about that. Just get my SKB stack. Maybe a Scorch, cheeky Scorch crit here. Okay. And then I can hard cast. They're stacked up so I can drop my meteor on them. They have like split health bars, so whatever damage you do to one gets done to the other. I'm gonna use the AoE shield here to help someone out. Whoever has to carry it. Ooh, I stood in that frontal. I cannot take that off of you. Oh, that's the tank. Okay. Or whatever. I should switch targets to that. I need to take it off the... People are just standing next to the tank while he's counting down and not grabbing it. Tank is trying to reset. He just has a lot of ways to not die, so... That's interesting. Still timeable, I guess. But this is embarrassing. 2 runs now where it's really, really bad. The DK was rooted, so the DK couldn't help the tank. The monk might have had Tiger's Lust available to help the DK get out of the root. But unfortunately, that did not help. Chrissy Mac needs to switch that over to the tank. Chrissy Mac doesn't seem to understand how that works or when they need to switch it over, which is unfortunate. It's on me this time. I'm going to invis just to survive. Okay, it went on to... There you go. That's how you do it. Now, I wanted to do it while I had my defensive rolling instead of having to take the damage of taking it twice. But what can you do? Sometimes you don't get what you want. Is it on me again? It's not. I don't care. I'm going to do my hard cast here. Drop my meteor on it, trying to burst it down to the next thing. Had I known this was this bad, I would have saved my double bloodlust for this. I have a combustion available. Boss is still looking pretty healthy. We're trying to avoid staying in this phase for too long. So I'm just going to use my combustion. Should just use it on cooldown anyway, because I had horrible uptime last dungeon. This is part of the reason why. Do have AoE shield, but I don't think it's necessary. They can juggle it over to whoever. Chrissy Mac took it. Trying to avoid getting hit by these. Okay, we managed to go into the second phase, or the third phase, I guess. Cool, my fireball didn't connect. That's always wonderful. I have my hard cast available. I'm going to channel first, then I'm going to hard cast. Drop the meteor at the end of the hard cast. Using shield here because people need to stand there and tank that orb for a long time, which is unfortunate. I didn't drop my meteor at the end of the cast like I said I would. The DK and the Demon Hunter are juggling it. Okay, the Necrofrost has been taken care of. I'm going to use Combustion during my hard cast so I can get more cast through. Incinerating Breath. I really don't want to get hit by that like I did last time. I do have my big defensives available. I can actually juggle it if need be. They're juggling it themselves. I'm rooted. I can blink out of that. They don't need to switch to me. And there we go. It looks like this time we focused up a little bit and enabled the tank and DK duo to take care of that mechanic for us, because they can just juggle between themselves. They have comms going probably. So we need quite a bit of percent. We need like 15% here. So I think we have to actually kill everything. It's going to be really funny if we don't have enough percent at the end of it, but we'll see. I trust the DK or the Demon Hunter. They kick this. I'm looking at the Ripper. I'm going to kick that. I want to look at the Ripper. This is a really, really big pull. I'm going to look at the Time Slicer over there. We're going to CC everything. We're going to drop this and double lust. Let's go. We have combustion available. We're going to try and get some value out of that. Trying to still put out some CC. I'm gonna freeze everything. I'm gonna drop a Ring of Frost on top of it so we can just play around the Ring of Frost. Ring around the Frosty is what I used to say. My kindergarten, my mage kindergarten nursery rhyme thing. Freeze everything so we can actually move on. I'm going to kick that. Start doing my instant cast. Drop a meteor. I'm looking at the Ripper. I really want the Ripper to die. Yes. Yes, I do. Why am I hardcasting a Power Blast? Nobody knows. It's a mystery. I'm going to CC everything. Oh, man, I'm so bad at this class. This is embarrassing. Trying to get some stacks back so I can maybe get another... Managed to get that kick through. Managed to do the knockback on this. Hard casting at the Ripper that has more HP. I thought I was. At least I thought I was. I don't have a way to interrupt this. So somebody's going to have to eat a big old chunk of damage right there. Looking at the Ripper. We did manage to activate the RP. So that's something at least. The healer died. I think a Spiteful reached it. Healer released. Which makes sense. We have no way to res them. We have to freeze these guys. And we have to wait for the healer. We still have more than enough time. So even with me doing subpar numbers like this, 182k overall, we have this much time left for this run. So my DPS maybe isn't that bad. It's just, I guess in DHT, my DPS was much lower because my combustion uptime was miserable. Here it is sitting at 35%. Quite proud of that. I did have a 37% run at one point, or 36. Very, very happy with that. Reapply the buff to our healer. Just going to combust right off the bat and try and build a Sun King's Blessing for the intermission period, or rather the buff period. Okay, we have that available. Going to use the AoE shield. I'm going to use Invis here for the defensive from the Invis. I'm going to do my hard cast because we survived this now, and then we can just start blasting the boss. Trying to always be casting something while I'm in combustion. I was out of ice flows there for a second. I'm starting to get further and further away from my group. I'm just gonna blink over there. Earth Surge is still lasting. I don't have any ice flows, but I can cast. Oh, please don't knock me up. Okay, it did knock me up, but I did get my cast through, so that's good. Somebody's going to comment that fire starter is a really good thing to use on this boss specifically, but it's currently fortified week, so I don't really want to spec for that, and I don't know how to use it well on trash. I'm really not making good use of my, what's this thing called? Shifting power there. Well, I'll use it now just to lower some combustion cooldown. Trying to get out of this. Okay, we soak again. I'm going to use big defensive here. Nice. Big defensive is ridiculous. Or big defensive, I mean like ice block thing that replaces ice block. Whatever the heck it's called. We move a little bit, so we use ice flows. Trying to get a crit with my fireball. We have combustion ready. We're just going to keep casting the fireballs. We have a hard cast ready. I'll hard cast. Wasted one of my hot streaks there. I keep moving further and further away from... Oh, the healer's on top of me. I don't care then. Healer decided, like, you know what? Last time he got out of range from me, so I'm just going to follow him. Okay, cool. Use shifting power here. Hard cast. Keep moving. And he's going into the middle. I guess I can use my Bloodlust as well. I had it available for a while here. Probably should use it sooner, but we have a combustion going. There we go. And that's a 21 fall time. I think I did okay. Didn't do too horrible. 177k, better than my DHT. Because the pulls aren't as massive here. Like, sure, the first one's ridiculously massive every time. But there's also good prio targets like the Rippers and whatnot. Give them a portal. Thank you for the run. Pretty sure the duo tank and DK were just trying to get the tank, the trinket. They were doing 20 to 21 falls to get the highest item level trinket. Right, well, that's two runs for this episode. We managed to clear a 21. What key did we get? If it's it's Darkheart Thicket again? Are you kidding me? I kind of don't want to run a Darkheart Thicket. But yeah, let's see our overall uptime on combustion here. The overall uptime was 35%, much better than the previous run, which was the Darkheart Thicket, where I had an abysmal 26%. Yeah, look at that. That's just horrible. That's truly horrible. My overall in the Thicket was 142k, but the overall on whatchamacallit, Dawn of the Infinite was 176k, so a significant increase. I think it's because the bull sizes are smaller, so Ignite doesn't lose out as much as it does in Darkheart Thicket. Especially, I don't know, I cannot wait for Tyrannical week is all I'm going to say, where trash doesn't matter as much and your overall is more reflective of your boss DPS, which boss DPS I do relatively well compared to just AoE DPS. Also, I feel like anytime I use any sort of utility, it's just wasting so much damage, right? But I'd rather survive the pull than be top DPS in the pull, let's put it that way. Anyway, I think that's pretty much the end of this episode, because I got a DHT 22. If I had gotten another key, I would have done that key instead. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get all of my keys done on 21 this week. That shouldn't be too hard. And then in the next week, we'll see how close to 3k rating we can get. But that is pretty much the end of the episode. If you enjoyed it, drop a like. Let me know what you liked about it in a comment. Especially let me know if you like the new editing style of me just not cutting out every single time I'm silent in the video while recording. I would love to know what you think about it. If you hate it, I'll stop doing it and I'll just switch back to editing like I used to. But if you think it's okay, I'm just going to keep it like that because it makes it a lot easier for me to actually make these videos. If you had fun, make sure you subscribe because there's more episodes coming. And if you're feeling particularly generous, you can become a channel member. Channel members get guaranteed replies to their comments and they get nice little shout outs like Lendub got today. But as always, thank you very much for watching and I'll catch you in the next episode.